Your 30s are a decade of a lot of spending, and whether that's buying a home, having kids, or you're just getting married, it just seems like you're always spread thin. So today we're diving into a topic that resonates with many of us, financial milestones we should aim to achieve in our 30s to set ourselves up for success by the time we hit 40. So whether you're watching this video and you're in your 20s looking into the future, or you're in your 30s navigating life's responsibilities, or you're in your 40s reflecting on your financial choices, this video is packed with valuable insights to see where you are and where you're going. So as we journey through our 30s, it's easy to feel the financial squeeze, whether that's buying homes, we're starting families, and we're just managing the different expenses that come with adulting, and life just life's, right? So whether you're someone in your 30s now like me and wondering if you're on the right track or if you're making the right financial decisions, I do believe that this video is just for you. And so with a strategic approach, you can hit the crucial financial goals that you have. And so let's get started with what that could look like for you moving forward. And so the first financial milestone to focus on in your 30s is aiming to have $0 in consumer debt. Now, the one exception here is going to be your mortgage. That's obviously a huge debt that we have to continue to attack, but consumer debt is something that we need to focus on. And so when we talk about consumer debt, we're referring to things like credit cards and student loans. And ideally, you should also be working towards having that car payment behind you if that's something that you have currently. Let's think about it. Average car payment in America can run you about $700 a month. And in your 30s, you should be ramping up your net worth and not consumer debt. And consumer debt can also just be a significant roadblock to helping you build wealth. And so the responsibilities multiply really at this stage: career pressures, raising kids, or even caring for maybe aging parents. For example, I've noticed my own responsibilities have changed as my family has aged. I find myself stepping into more things more frequently, helping out with things, being available to be able to take people to doctor's appointments. But this brings me to a crucial point. If you're still carrying consumer debt, this is a perfect time to tackle it, because you want to keep your personal burn rate down and give yourself flexibility to be able to assist your loved ones when needed. So next, let's talk about your credit score. By your 30s, you should ideally aim for a score above 800. Why? Because a higher credit score translates into lower interest rates, especially when it comes to significant loans like a mortgage. So if you're in a place where you're looking to buy a home or you're wanting to refinance your home, having a good credit score can help you. And so let's put this into perspective with some math, right? So if you're looking at a $400,000 mortgage at a 6.5 interest rate, that could cost you about $1,100 in interest over 30 years. If your score is slightly lower and puts you at a 7% interest rate, you're looking at about a $558,000 difference over the course of that same time. And so oftentimes people don't realize how much a 0.5% can really affect the amount of money you spend on interest. And that's something that can really hurt you and hurt your pockets long term. So how do you achieve this great credit score? It's actually simpler than you think. You pay your bills on time. A single late payment can drop your score significantly, sometimes as much as 180 points. And that's just a huge setback and something hard to be able to bounce back from. And so we have to create the right habits to be able to do that. Also, keeping your utilization down can be another huge factor to keep your credit score up. So make sure you keep your utilization down, and be sure to just make sure you take care of your credit cards. Moving on, we need to discuss creating a financial plan. In your 30s, it's essential to map out a strategy that covers the next 30 years leading up to retirement. I like to use an acronym called BRET to remember the key components of a financial plan. B stands for budgeting. You want to know how much you need to save and how much you need to spend. R, you need to have a retirement plan. So you need to understand your goals and assess your current standing of where you are and how much money you can put into your retirement. E is going to be estate planning. So it may seem early, but if you have kids, it's really important for you to be able to think ahead and start planning for life, maybe when you're not here. And then T is going to be tax planning. You want to make sure that you ensure that you have strategies in place to maximize your funds and not have to pay Uncle Sam all the money, and maybe find ways to be able to lower your tax bill as possible. And so if this sounds daunting or sounds a little scary, I would consider hiring a certified financial planner. Look for someone who is a fiduciary, meaning that they're legally obligated to act in your best interest. A flat fee structure is often more favorable than a percentage-based fees, ensuring that you keep more of your hard-earned money. Are you struggling with debt, feeling like there's never enough left at the end of the month? Or maybe you just want to make more money and create more income. Or you want to start investing but don't know where to start. You're not alone, and you don't have to stay stuck there. The Earners Academy is a financial coaching program that has helped countless families and individuals eliminate $3,000 to $4,000 in debt in less than 30 days, build full emergency funds in less than 90 days, but also create real financial margin within their budget. So with a personalized plan, guidance, and accountability, you'll finally have control over your money and not your money controlling you. So are you ready to take the first step? Book your consultation today with the link down below and start building the financial future that you deserve. Now let's discuss the importance of a well-stocked emergency fund. In your 20s, the aim was to save at least 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. And life gets complicated as responsibilities grow. So unexpected expenses, like maybe your child needing surgery or maybe a large home repair, can just come at any moment. And having a solid emergency fund provides maybe a peace of mind and also financial flexibility. So saving $10,000 feels overwhelming. Let's just break it down. Let's start with saving $1,000 every few months and make it more manageable and attainable. If you need a tool to help you do that, check out this video on a tool that's going to help you to be able to save money and help you get to your goal. The fifth milestone to aim for is to have at least 3 times your annual salary saved for your retirement by the age of 40. So the average income in the US at that age is $62,000. So that means you should ideally have about $186,000 saved. So why is this important? It gives you a head start on wealth accumulation through compounding. And if you haven't hit that target yet, don't stress about it. You still have a couple decades left to make up for it. And so as you navigate through your 30s, it's really crucial to avoid lifestyle inflation, because just because you're getting an increase, just because you're making more money, doesn't mean that you should spend more. And the key to wealth accumulation lies in spending less than you earn. And this typically happens around the 30s because you see a lot of promotions, you see a lot of earned money increases. And so you want to be sure of that. The book, The Millionaire Next Door, emphasizes that those who accumulate wealth tend to live below their means. Even if you earn a high salary, if you're spending it all, you're not making progress towards your financial freedom. One of my mentors once told me it's not about how much money you make, but it's about how much you keep. The seventh milestone worth mentioning is the need for an estate plan. So if you have dependents or you have assets, it's really essential to think about how they'll be managed if something were to happen to you. You don't really need a complex estate at this stage, but having maybe a basic living will and a healthcare power of attorney can ensure that your wishes are honored. And so plus it really designates guardians for your minor children, which is a paramount for their security and making sure that they're taken care of just in case something were to happen to you. Adopting healthy habits, maybe regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and adequate sleep is also essential. Your body doesn't recover as quickly as you would like in your 30s as it did in your 20s. So taking care of it now can pay dividends later for you. Finally, let's consider starting a 529 plan for your kids or any future kids. This investment account allows you to save for educational expenses while enjoying tax advantages, and we want to save as much money as we can for taxes. But you can start contributing even before your child is even born, and if they don't use a full balance, these funds can be rolled over for another sibling or even for your own educational purposes. This is something that's not really talked about, but it's definitely a huge benefit to being able to prepare your kids for life and stay away from student debt. And there you have it. These are the essential financial milestones to strive for in your 30s and as you prepare for a secure and prosperous future. And remember, it's never too late to start planning and make better financial decisions for your future. Thank you for tuning in today, and don't forget to subscribe for more financial tips and ways to build your net worth. And if you like content like this, be sure to check out these.